BBC Radio 1.
So it's a very hot day in New York City, a glorious hot day, but thank goodness we are in a very beautifully air-conditioned studio. And I say we because I'm sat with Taylor Swift. Hello.
Hi, welcome to New York.
Thank you very much for having me. You are here to kick off Live Lounge Month 2019. It's a bit of a big deal, Taylor.
It's a big deal for me too. I'm really excited.
Well, we're so happy to have you back. It's been quite a while since you gave us the Live Lounge. And you're bringing us to New York. What is it about this city that you love so much?
I think my favorite thing about this city is that in other towns or cities or whatever, things feel very spread out. But because of something about the New York, everything being on top of each other, like the night falls together. Like in LA, I love LA, but you have to plan out exactly what you're going to do. You have to park your car. You have to tell your friends where to meet you. Then you figure out where you're going to go next. Then you have to get organized. It seems like there's just this magic about the city where a night just falls together and then you end up somewhere else and you end up somewhere else and you end up somewhere else. It doesn't seem like it happens that much anywhere else. London, it happens a bit.
London's pretty cool.
London's pretty great.
When you first landed here, did you have that sort of cliche feeling? It was like, wow, I've made it. I can be anyone. I'm in New York.
That cliche feeling was literally my entire personality for like a year. when I would be like walking down the street in New York, I'd be like, I'm going to get my groceries in New York because I'm just a girl in a big city. Like I just was fully inspired by the whole thing. Like, I don't think you should ever have to apologize for your excitement just because it's like, I don't know, just because something's cliche doesn't mean that it's not something that's awesome.
True. What people call, supposedly cheesy, it's just joy, isn't it?
Yeah, like the worst kind of person is someone who makes someone feel bad, dumb, or stupid for like being excited about something.
No, I hear that. Well,
worst type of person.
I'm excited to be here.
Good, yes.
Just so you know.
I'm not going to make you feel bad for that.
Please don't. Well, look, congratulations anyway, because I know you're excited because your album, Lover, is #1 in the UK. It's #1 pretty much everywhere at the moment.
It's been a really, really good time, with this album.
How satisfying does it feel for you to have this album be #1, but the first album that you legally own? This is all your baby. How good does that feel?
It's the best. It's literally the most satisfying feeling in the world to own this record, to know that, this is something that I've always written all my own music. I've always made all of my own decisions. I've always curated absolutely everything about what I do. But, the fact that I own it, it's just there's something about that makes it more special than anything I've ever done.
And certain people aren't going to see a single penny of it, which is fantastic.
It's fantastic. Really good.
I do need to talk about that. He who shall not be named, Scooter. Even though I just named him. I did it. I went there. But look, it's been really interesting to sort of see how this whole thing has played out, because look, people will see stuff on the blogs, on Twitter, whatever, like, oh my God, the drama, the hype, it's crazy. But this is your life. This is something that you are fully experiencing. Have you actually found sort of, peace, everybody knowing your side of the truth?
For sure. I know exactly what happened. I think if you look at what happened, it's very obvious. It's just right there.
Yeah.
But I choose to look now at the positive of getting to go back in and re-record all my own music, that, I get to go back and revisit these moments of my life. At the time that I recorded these songs, I didn't know what they were going to grow up and be. So it's actually really beautiful to get to go in and re-record this music that now I know how much it means to the fans. So I'm choosing to look at the excitement part of it. Am I happy it happened? Absolutely not. Mm-hmm. Am I ever going to be happy it happened? No. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to choose to redo all my music and be excited about that.
But which is great, because I think it just shows that, you can have that level of agency no matter where you are in the industry. Like, it's okay to kind of, attempt at least to take back some control.
Yeah, if you're the writer of your own music, that's why I always encourage new artists, write. Become passionate about writing. If you can at all, please write your music, because it's the only way that your rights can't be taken away from you in the music industry as it stands.
Right on. I mean, the last time I saw you, we were getting ready for a big weekend. Me and Greg were introducing you on the main stage, and you were about to bring the Reputation tour to the UK. Now, that kind of era of your life, like lyrically, it was, and thematically, even just looking at all the visuals, it was quite dark. You had the whole snake motif. You had a lot to say, had a lot to get off your chest. How much of a different person do you feel compared to Reputation Taylor to Lover Taylor?
It's a very different place where I am in my life, and a very different way that I feel like expressing myself was so much easier with this album somehow. And it's hard to explain why that is sometimes, but Reputation was such a weird dichotomy because when I put the album out, I had expressed all these like sort of dark, rebellious feelings. And then when I went on tour, like it's almost like that changed those feelings for me. Like the tour part of it, like when I'm like standing on stage at Wembley and looking out at that crowd, like those moments were what made my life like pastel and glittery again.
Yeah.
You know, so it's strange to have an album that seemingly on the face of it, on the surface, seemed very dark. There was like a secret like double meaning of that album in that there were a lot of love songs about what my actual life looked like, you know? But now I get to make this album Lover that's just like, for me, this album is freedom in every single way.
Yeah, there's a certain joy to this record that I think, obviously, as you mentioned, was there a Reputation, but it's just more overt. It seems to me that you just want to have a nice time.
Yeah, it's not joy in spite of anything.
Yes.
It's just joy.
Yeah.
I do want to just have a nice time.
That is the feeling that I got from the record. I was just like, okay,
I'm literally just gonna describe it as that from now on. Reputation is about trying to have a nice time in spite of a lot of things. Like Lover, I just want to have a nice time.
Yeah. And we hear
Period.
it. She just wants to have a nice time, period. Now look, you've got a very public facing job. You are this singer that everybody knows. You are somebody that is spoken about whatever your intention is. Like I said to my producer earlier, you could tweet the word hello, right? And the Swifties would be like, yes, Queen, she said hello. But then somebody could be like,
passive aggressive.
Why is she saying hello?
Petty.
Queen?
Why did she do that?
Yeah.
Why is she greeting us?
Yeah.
Who is she greeting?
Yeah.
She greeted us too soon. She greeted us too late.
Yeah.
She greeted us with a weird undertone.
Hello, hi. What does she mean? How do you navigate that space between like your lovers and your haters at this point in your career?
Oh, I think that one thing that the Reputation era of my life per se did for me was it taught me that I can live my life without any public approval and still have a really, really wonderful life.
Yeah.
And still want to make music and still want to connect with my fans. And like my love of music and my love of what I do and my ability to carve out a life of my own within that is a possibility.
Yeah. You've been doing this for about 13, 14 years now. You've seen how social media affects fandoms. Do you put pressure on yourself to kind of live up to that? Because people want so much from you. You know, they don't want just an autograph anymore. They want a selfie. They want you to talk to them on live streams. They want exclusive content. How have you managed to adapt to that?
I'm good with all that stuff because I've always been like, that part of the job is fun. Like, I remember when I first got a record deal, I went to Nashville and I was like, you guys don't understand, like the internet's gonna be a big part of music. Like I have a MySpace and I have all these followers on MySpace and these people listen to my music on there and they're like, what? Like all we need is radio and CD sales. And I'd be like, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a factor. And so you just never know what's going to happen. Like there's always, every new album release is different because there's always a new platform. There's always a new, way to have people experience your music. I find it interesting. I'm not like going to sit here and ever be the person that's like, it was only good the way it was when I started. Like, no, it's great. It's good now. Like, I like the fact that people can experience music in whatever way fits their life. And like, it's kind of awesome to have that insight of like, wow, I've seen so many things change in the last 15 years. And that's cool. It's not like daunting and weird and terrifying.
Especially when it comes to using your voice, because, I wanted to talk about how you use social media to get everything across, not just your music, but your views. You've been a lot more outspoken, like notably over the past kind of 3 or 4 years. Like I remember in 2018 when the midterm elections came through, I tweeted that owl emoji that turns around like that, saying, okay, Taylor Swift is moving with some Dixie Chicks energy. Well, all right. Because I think a lot of people like didn't see it coming, and it's something to be applauded because you had been notably sort of quiet in people's eyes about where you leaned or what you thought politically. Like, were you worried about any backlash, or did you come to a point of indifference?
I wasn't worried about backlash because I think at a certain point it's about right and wrong. And I think that I've always wanted to go directly to fans, to people who care about my music when I talk about something. Like, so when you have like a Tumblr blog or an Instagram post that can reach that many people, like we have some really, really important times coming up. Like this is the most imperative time in our political history, I think, coming up for us in America. And so I just want, you really can't care at a certain point if you're going to be honest about what you think and how you feel and what you believe in. Like, it's just, you have to, I think, put it out there and then just log off. So that's what I do.
Well, no, I've definitely felt that with you, doing a song with Dixie Chicks. It's such a bold statement, For people that don't know, Dixie Chicks are an incredible band, arguably one of the biggest country bands in the world.
The best band we ever had in country music.
Fantastic, like harmonies are on point, like beautiful band. They made a statement about George Bush a few years ago, and that pretty much like blacklisted them in Nashville, and the fact that you got them on your album like says a lot.
They're one of the main reasons why I wanted to be in country music, because when I was growing up and I would look at country artists, only when the Dixie Chicks and Shania Twain and Faith Hill came along did I see people who were making these storyteller songs using acoustic country instrumentation, but putting on like pop spectacle shows, making pop videos, like
Ready to Run, great tune.
Yes, and also just like the fact that they were so overt in their femininity as well as so overt in their strength. Like, sometimes people get those things confused and think those elements to a woman are mutually exclusive, but they were so firm, so bold, also so feminine when they wanted to be. They affected me so much and they inspired me so much. And like to have them on my album is something that feels like a full circle thing in so many ways that I can't even encapsulate them in words.
Do you feel that this new boldness that we're seeing from you and this level of openness has like changed some of your fan base? Have you welcomed new fans that you weren't expecting before?
I haven't really looked at it as a cause and effect type thing. To me, it feels completely separate from my career. I literally don't look at the response to when I say something. Like, I'm not looking for, oh, so-and-so liked it, so-and-so didn't. Like, it's just, to me, I think that for so long people said, it is our obligation to stand up and say when things are wrong. And I completely agree. That's where it comes from. Like, I wasn't monitoring, like, if people kind of bailed on me or if people joined, and it's not about that at all. It's something way bigger.
Just speaking the truth.
I think you have to. And also I think the things that happen to you in your life are the things that shape your political opinions and your willingness to discuss them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've had things happen in the last couple of years, a sexual assault trial, all kinds of things that have really shaped how much it matters to say your experience, to speak your experience into the world, and to stand up for things that, things are not going well in the world.
Yes.
Not saying that and not kind of having a call to action, like for voting. Like, I always want there to be a call to action for people to educate themselves on our system of government. I wanted people to know you do have to register by a certain date if you want to vote in midterms. Like, these weren't elements of like information that I thought were readily available to the public. So I was just like, hey, if I can stand here with 121 million Instagram followers and say this, maybe this helps. Maybe it doesn't, but you got to say it.
Let's talk about London Boy. So this track mentions many places in the glorious city of London. We're talking Hackney, we're talking Camden, Bond Street, Highgate. Now, logistically, I just want to kind of get around the lyrics of this song. Now, was this supposed to be all in one day? And if so, how does Taylor Swift get around? Do you have an Oyster card?
This is supposed to be over the course of 3 years.
Okay.
I was like, somebody told me, like, they think that you're talking about one day. And I was like, oh no.
Yes.
You'd never make it.
Right,
You wouldn't make it.
So categorically, it's over the space of 3 years.
Yeah, you'd make it in 3 years.
Okay, got it. Okay, that's good to know, because I was thinking, oh, how does she do that?
Oh my God.
All in one day. That's good to know. And the other line about not threatening, babe, don't threaten me with a good time. Was that inspired by Gemma Collins? She's a big reality TV show star in the UK.
No, it's just something that some of my British friends say all the time.
Right, babe, don't threaten me with a good time.
And they say it exactly like that. So forgive the impression.
I'm glad we got those hard facts down on camera. Now, Taylor, you are about to kick off Live Lounge Month. Can you let us know what those songs are?
All right, I will do it. So the first song is London Boy. We've done sort of a stripped down acoustic version of it. And I've never played this song live before, so this is the debut.
Fantastic.
We're doing an acoustic version of Lover, which is probably my favorite song I've ever written. That I'm so proud of that song. Next, we're doing an acoustic version of The Archer, which is another song off of Lover. Next, we're doing my cover song, which is a song by Phil Collins called Can't Stop Loving You. I just think it's so beautiful. And Phil Collins is just like icon, legend, you know. But basically then I'm doing a song called Holy Ground, which is off of an album of mine called Red. And it's a song that's a huge fan favorite, but the way that it's on the way that it is on the album is very different than the way that we're going to perform it. So I wanted to kind of sort of flip the coin of the song and show like another side of it by doing it on piano and having it be like much more acoustic, emotional. And then the last song we're doing is You Need to Calm Down.
But of course.
So that's what's on the menu for today.
That is a good looking menu.
Thank you.
Chef's kiss. Right, Taylor Swift in the Live Lounge. Let's go.